Hello, and welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm Luke. It's just me right now. I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong. There it is. Now we're cooking with gas. We are cooking with gas, y'all, and that's exactly what the Grizzlies were doing yesterday. We sat on this show yesterday, and me and Sean, we just kind of talked about how we didn't need to break the game down, how it was a scheduled loss, how there was no point, no point in looking, why look at these matchups? We were going to lose big time. That was the mindset that I had going into this game. I and I watched the whole thing. I just didn't think we were going to pull it out, man. And I'll be damned if the guys didn't just show out, but like guys that I left for dead on this roster that I'm sure Mark left for dead too. Cough, cough, Zaire Williams. Like there were dudes that we just left for dead that were out there hooping last night. For those of you who didn't get to watch the game, the Grizzlies beat the Milwaukee Bucks. That's the Bucks with Giannis and Tim Kumpuko, whatever his name. That's those Milwaukee Bucks. They beat them on national television. The Grizzlies, I didn't even have a Bally Sports broadcast because it was all TNT. And the Grizzlies also, how many people did they play in that rotation? They played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Basically an 8-man rotation. You had Vince Williams, you had Santi, you had Trey Jameson, you had Z, you had Jordan Goodwin, you had Gigi and Lamar all playing at least 20 minutes. Yuta and Gilly, they played at least 15, but like the fact that it's those dudes, that collection of guys that are beating Giannis and that are also beating Dame is pretty fucking impressive. Pardon my language, but I mean, let's get a little bit more specific. Let's look at Vince. Vince played 34 minutes. He had how many points we had, Vince? Sorry. He had 18 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals. Santi, 7 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, a block. Trey Jameson, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, a block. Zaire, 27 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. Jordan Goodwin, 11 points, 3 assists, 2 steals. Dude, every single one of these guys is filling up the box score, y'all. And that's before you even get to the bench with Gigi and Lamar Stevens, man. Gigi has been an absolute revelation. For anyone just catching, if you're just watching these TNT games, like Gigi Jackson looks like the best basketball player in the history of hoops, man. Like if all an alien had ever seen of basketball, if he'd only been watching these TNT games, he'd be like, this Gigi Jackson character. I enjoy him. Like, what is this guy? He had 27 points off the bench last night. 27. And that's Lamar Stevens too. 13 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, a block, like a steal. These guys it's not that they're playing better than expectations. They're taking the expectations, they're beating the shit out of the expectations, and then they're kicking the expectations over the side of a cliff. That's what they're doing. It's to be honest, it's one of the most impressive things that I've seen personally. Like I don't know. It's pretty amazing to have a group of guys that's a bunch of guys on 2 ways, guys on 10 days, G leaguers, 2 ways. I don't think anybody that played last night. Nobody that played last night was on their second deal. It was either rookie contracts, 10 days, or 2 ways. Maybe Yuta, but that's it. Like, come on. I don't know. I'm not sure what you could want more out of a season, man. I just don't. And like that was you're looking at 2. That's 2 wins. That was a back-to-back, guys. Like, and that's I don't know. I'm just continuously, every single day that goes by, I get. I want to. I have a hat around here. Yeah, look, hats. Hat on. Take your hat off to Taylor Jenkins, y'all. If you're out there, if you're out there and you still haven't seen what TJ is doing here, then I don't know what to tell you. We're going to take a quick break. When I get back, Mark's going to be with me, and then we're going to give out the stats monster, and we're going to go into more like his thoughts too in the game, because I know he saw shit that he liked that I liked, that I didn't like. It was just, we'll both get into it right after this break.
Not just the level of individual talent that he plays with, but it's also the level of his mind. We haven't gotten cross-court open shot this year. Right. We haven't seen that pass a lot. Number one, you got to respect him going to the basket. There's a roller. I got to watch the roller. He has the mind to be able to say, I see all of that, but now I see this guy over here. I'm going to get him this open shot. How shifty he is to always be going forward. It's usually side to side.
Yeah.
His dribble moves are side to side, but going forward.
Right.
Which is very hard to defend. I just want to get you, as many times can I get you to do this? But for him, it's not here. It is here, which is what are his moves to get down the floor. It's awkward for a defender to try to catch a cadence. You dribble. So now what I do is now when you go put that ball down, I'm going for it. But with him, it's hard for my cadence. But what's my cadence for you? I don't know what it is.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Who do you need to step it up? Outside of David Jones, I think David Jones is David Jones.
I don't think you need him to step it up because he's been performing.
Yeah, he's David Jones. Outside of him, he's fine.
I think Quinterly needs to play better.
In what way? He's facilitating the ball well. What do you I don't
2 at 12 from the field's not cutting it.
It's not great. It's not great.
And I don't need a runner 3 from the top of the key with 3.5 seconds left.
Is Virginia the game where Jordan Brown is going to cook? Those dudes aren't looking to run the ball.
Cook what? Dude, I thought he was going to have a freaking night. He came out with that fresh cut, lined up, and then literally within the first 15 seconds missed a wide open layup, and then picked up 2 fouls right away.
I feel real lied to because I thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy.
Didn't think it did anything for you.
Well,
I think we all thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy. And we are getting that in David Jones.
I'm not even getting 20 or 10 minutes out of the guy.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Hey,
There he is.
I'm here. What's
Welcome.
going on, man? Yeah,
Not much.
my bad on the first segment. I lost track of time. Our kids' school went into lockdown, so that freaked us out. They're still in lockdown.
That's the scariest thing in the world. You texted me that, and I was like, bro, I'll riff. I'll riff.
I really lost track of time because that was happening. I had been texting my son about something else, and then that happened, and he wouldn't answer my last text. So that really,
of course, he wouldn't.
Yeah, it was just
he
was just in class, but anytime that happens, and then your kid won't answer your text messages or phone calls, you start to really freak the fuck out. You think. That's the reality of this country that we live in. Unfortunately, that's the shit that we all as parents that's what we think about it, and that's the crappy thing about it is that we got a call from his school where he goes, and it's a bomb threat, and it's the fact that we're relieved to hear that it's a bomb threat and not a school shooter is really fucked up.
It is fucked up.
That is the reality that we live in, and it is, as a parent, I tell you, it is. It's incredibly frustrating, and it's exhausting. It's scary. You're anxious about that kind of stuff, and it's just, like I said, we got that text message or phone call, or automated phone call about what it actually was, and it was that's the reality. Is that it's really fucked up that's what we're relieved by is a bomb threat and not someone that's a school shooter. And the reality is that by the time that we are notified that ever happens, our kids are dead by that time. So
Yep.
It's not a notification of active shooter. It's a notification that kids are probably dead at that point.
Kids are probably dead.
I digress. This is not a political show. I could go on for hours about it. I'm not going to. Let's talk about the Grizzlies. Talk about something good that's happened.
Talk about a dub.
Man, that was a fun game last night. Dude, that was a fun game last night.
I feel like I should eat actual crow right now, because me and Sean Coleman sat here yesterday and we were like, we don't need to preview the game. It's going to be a scheduled loss.
I mean, to be clear, the Bucks are one of the best teams in the NBA, and that's what I would have said too. I mean, if I was on the show yesterday, I would have said the exact same thing as you guys, and probably more adamant that there's no reason to talk. I mean, I probably would have been, I probably would have been more adamant that it didn't matter. But they played well. I mean, I will say this: the Bucks also played terrible. I mean, their defense was atrocious. But credit to the Grizzlies players for taking advantage of that bad defense. You know, it's a two-way street in that situation. And so I think that they did a really good job of executing, and it wasn't even Jaren in the hustle. It was the 10 days and the 2 ways. I continually impressed with lots of players. I don't know what you talked about in the first segment. Again, admittedly, I didn't watch it. I was trying to get on.
I kind of rambled. It was just a very brief examination of what we did, about like just a brief look at what these dudes did. But I talked about there's only 2 dudes that are nobody on their second contract played last night. I don't think it was everybody. It was either rookie contracts, 2 ways, 10 days. I don't think there was anybody that was on their second NBA deal that played for us last night.
And let's go ahead and get our stats monster out of the way.
Oh yeah,
it's obvious, right? It's obvious. It's Gigi Jackson, right? I mean, that's who it is for me. Go, and if you say someone else is Gigi Jackson, if you say what I think you're going to say, Luke.
No. I agree with you, but I feel like we need to be like, hey, Zeep had a good game.
No, we don't have to say that.
Because it's the first good game he's had in a month.
It's our show, Luke. We can say whatever we want.
You're right. I'm going
with Desire had a good game.
I'll pick Gigi then. Sorry.
No. You can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you
want. Because Gigi played better. I was trying to look. I was like, oh, cool. Z had a good game. Where was this when we needed to trade him a week ago?
Look, I will give this. Zaire had a good game. But one game does not make a player.
No, it does not.
On this show all the time. And to be clear, we shit on Zaire all the time because he's not a good player. Like, he's not so far. But the reality of the situation about Zaire is that the Grizzlies need him to be good or be something. They are on his contract for 2 more years. Nobody has taken that deal. Like, nobody's taken that contract from you. You saw it at the trade deadline. Nobody wanted Zaire. Nobody wants Jake. So, like, Zaire's got to be good because you can't cut and wave. Like, you can't cut both those dudes. And money-wise, you can't. Probably cut one and use the stretch provision to make the money a little bit better. But you can't cut both those dudes. And so, yeah, the Grizzlies need Zaire to be something, be anything. And so if he's a quarter of what he did last night, I think you would be happy with that at this point.
Yeah, an eighth. Give me an eighth of what he did last night, because that's still what? That's what, like 4 points? Like, give me that.
I mean, he hasn't even been on the court. So let's just start there. Like, you just got to play. And same with Jake LaRavia. You got to play at this point. You got to be on the court.
Yeah, Jake's. I know Jake's on this team because there's always more than one white guy on the bench now, and it confuses me.
Zaire did have a good game. 36 points, 4 for 7 from 3, 27 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. A really complete game from Zaire. Yeah. And you are right. Shout out to him for taking advantage of the situation. Like, that's what you have to do. Taylor Good Jenkins talked about it a little bit when asked about Jake LaRavia. He noted that Gigi Jackson and Vince have taken advantage of their situations, right? Like, they have really, in the NBA, if you're on a roster, there are going to be times with injury or whatever that you're going to get a chance at some point. And you have to take advantage of that. And Gigi Jackson has done that. And Zaire, for his credit, I'll credit him last night. He did that. Now, the question is, was Zaire, like we talk about all the time, is can he do it on the 15th or whatever the next game is? The 23rd, I think.
23rd.
Yeah. Can he do it on the 23rd? Right? Is he able to do it the next game and the next game? And that's the problem, is that we have not been able to see him do it that next, the consistency has been the issue with him.
Yeah. I mean, he's not been able to string 2 games in a row with this level of production. That's what's been the biggest, like, come on, man. Like, at least Lamar Stevens is every game. He's balled every game since he's come in, man. Z, you can't string 2 games together. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah. Let's. I want to get to Lamar Stevens in a minute. But Gigi Jackson. How good he was last night, and how impressive he continues to be. 6 for 10 from 3, 10 for 17 from the field. Took the most shots. Incredibly efficient. 27 points. Just offensively seems like a complete player. I mean, I want to say he was he was doing this against real NBA players on the Bucks. I mean, I think that what's exciting, or it should be exciting to people about Gigi Jackson, is that next year you're going to have Ja, Jaren, Dez, Marcus, and then your starting center. And coming off the bench will be Gigi Jackson, Vince Williams, Luke Kennard, and Santi. And you have Brandon Clark coming back too.
Yep.
Like Santi might not even play.
Santi might not play.
That's what you need to be excited about. Like, as much as we want Zaire and Jake to do something, those guys are probably as we've noted, they're probably on their way out. Yep. You just want them to do something for the fact that you want to try to get something for them. But that's what you should be excited about Gigi Jackson. What's the most impressive part about Gigi for you?
The moment, man. Like, it's just he keeps not shrinking from these moments. Like, this was on TNT. This is on against the Bucks, against Giannis, against Dame, and he's just like, what? I've got the best touch in this game right now. Like, he looked like the best offensive player, like, just in terms of the touch he had with the ball. And he continuously impresses me on defense. Like, I didn't see the hustle is just like, he's got it already. Like, he's getting back on defense. Like, and he's so big. It just, when the effort's there, the dude, if he's already looking like a stud, like flashes of this on defense, if he just gets better, man, that second unit we just talked about, that's going to be Vince, it's going to be Gigi and Luke and BC. That's a damn good second unit. Like that's damn good.
I mean, it's a good team roster. I mean, 1 through 9, 1 through 10, really. If Santi comes around and does Santi things, yeah, I mean, that's Gigi Jackson again. Like you said, every time he shot last night, I expected it to go in. Like, that's where I was at with him, and I was like, I mean, I'm normally pretty reserved about guys, as you guys have probably seen on the show. But I'm normally pretty reserved, like, just because I want to see it more often. But man, Gigi Jackson's exciting. I mean, he's exciting to watch, and it's hard to like tamp that excitement down. It's hard to like rein it back in and be realistic sometimes. Like, hey, look, he's still a rookie. He's played,
he's 19.
Collectively maybe like 12 games. I don't know. Like, it's hard to like push that back down, because it is exciting to watch him play. And to be clear, you don't got to push it down. That's just how I kind of work. Like, if you want to be excited, be excited. I mean, that's something. That's the fun thing to watch about these games right now. Gigi Jackson is what's making this games watchable at the moment.
Man, I was trying to explain to my lady. I was like, so I don't want to say this is tanking, but you see how we're sticking with, like, this is a really, really close game and like we might win. I said, you wait until about 5 minutes left in the fourth. And that was when Milwaukee got the lead. And I was like, see, you just watch. See, this is when it happens. And then we just didn't lose. And I felt like a jackass. But Gigi, and in the interview too, man, he just, for a 19-year-old kid, he just is already speaking with just much more maturity and acting with more maturity than I was expecting. I don't know. Like, I was thoroughly impressed with the kid last night.
Yeah, I was watching the postgame show last night with Daniel and Nate, and that was a lot of the chat was, he's just still 19. Like, what were you doing when you were 19? I know what I was doing when I was 19.
Yeah,
I was rolling kegs from Scooties to my frat house and at 19. That's what I was doing.
Yeah. I
was failing classes. Like, I got put on like standards for drinking too much in my fraternity. That's the problem. Like, I know what I was doing. I wasn't doing NBA things. So shout out to him for being 19.
I was doing my best Cheech and Chong and doing acting workshops.
I mean, hey, look, we all bloom, we all blossom differently, and you and I just take a little time to mature. So that
took a little bit longer, like a wine.
That's all. Vince Williams last night was huge. I thought he was really good.
Yep.
He just continues to be amazing. Like,
amazing.
He's always around the ball. Seems like always around the ball at all times. And I think I tweeted this last night. Can you imagine the defensive lineups next year when you roll out, if Jaren's playing the center at the end of the games and you got Vince, Jaren, and Marcus Smart on the court at that time, and Dez and Ja for offense, like, I don't know, man. Like that is a tough lineup. And I really want to see that. I really want to see it in action because I just think like that team, whoever they're playing, is going to score like 12 points. I don't know. That's what I feel like.
I mean, look at what they were doing. They kept the Bucks to how many, like, they clamped the Bucks down. And that was just with Vince. Like, that was with Vince and Lamar. Like, if you put Vince with two former defensive player of the years out there, like, it's going to be like just build a brick wall out there. Just build it around the net and be like, all right, go Rome, block shots, please.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think Vince is a guy that I think that he makes the people around him better.
Yes.
I think
yes.
I think that is like what every time he's out there, he makes people around him better. And that includes people like Gigi Jackson. And hit on a little bit. Go ahead.
He had 12 rebounds, man. Like
that's
quiet 12 rebounds. Like that's insane.
That's his career high for rebounds. It was Gigi's career high for 3-pointers made in the game, points. I think that was Zaire's career high for points as well. Like it's just a complete team game if you think about it. Looking at like assists, you got 30 assists on 44 made baskets, which is really, really good in the NBA. I mean, that's a really good assist to basket ratio, field goal ratio, like something you really like see versus like, I don't know what the Bucks had, what theirs was, maybe just as good. They had 24 assists to 42 made baskets. Much different. Almost the exact same amount of made baskets, and the assists were way higher. Just the idea of sharing the ball, putting it in the right, swinging the ball around to the open person, creating shots. The Grizzlies were 13 for 26 from 3-point from behind the arc, but they were 53% just total, like just field goal percentage total, which is efficient,
really damn
very
good.
Efficient, and really didn't get to the line that much. Really
12 and 19 from the line
in the paint, which was really impressive to see. Last person we talk about, we took a break. You hit on it a minute before Lamar Stevens.
Man,
admittedly, I was not familiar with your work, Lamar.
I didn't know who he was.
Didn't know he played in the NBA.
Thought he was Jalen Noel the first time I saw him, and I was like, "You're an asshole, Luke." You're an asshole.
I was like, Lamar Stevens, that I don't recognize that name at all. He's one of those guys like you're like, I don't know who that is. And like you'll see in a game, like I've never heard of this guy ever.
Nope.
You have to look it up to make sure it's real. But shout out Lamar. He's been good, man. It's been real good.
He's been real good defensively too. Like, he's been. That's what I've been impressed with. Like, it's he's able to go out there and find a shot, but like on defense, man, like he's been guarding what he went from. I feel like he went from Zion to Şengün to Damon Giannis. Like the dude is just like, who you need me to guard? Yeah, okay, I got you.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that's something we talked about on the last show that we were on together, maybe earlier this week. I think it was Tuesday. Tuesday. That was what we talked about. That then is his ability to defend was impressive, and his ability to kind of get to his spots on the court, like very efficient very athletic and getting to the rim, like just those little things that you just kind of make you go, huh, that's interesting. Like you don't see that too often. I mean, Zaire can't do that.
No, he cannot.
Arabia can't do that, and they've had way more opportunity than Lamar Stevens.
Santi struggles to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's what we're talking about. Lamar Stevens is taking advantage of the opportunity because he's going to have plenty of opportunity at the end of this down the stretch for this season. And I mean, if the Grizzlies somehow lucked into another dude, I mean, his contract's up at the end of the year, but like he's a guy you could bring back on a minimum deal. Like if you were somehow able to clean up the back of your roster if you were able to get get off of the money for Zaire and or Jake or Conchar, or any one of those three guys. I mean, I don't know. Lamar Stevens is a guy you probably going to be back on a minimum deal, and it's like, could you possibly have? Again, this is with very serious caution because we've seen him for 5 games, but like the idea of him being on a minimum deal at the end of your bench, ready to go if you need him. I like him. I like him better of that what I've seen than Jake LaRavia.
I don't need to see any more of Jake. I don't need to see any more of Z. I like what I've seen of Santi, so I want to keep Santi. But the other two guys, I would take Lamar Stevens, who I literally didn't know who he was. I was like, oh, nice, another guy that plays with a headband. That's a number in the low 20s. Dope. And then it was, I'd rather have him than have Jake and Z at this point, and it's like you said, if we can clean up the roster, if you can get both those guys out of here and have a dude that can play defense and find his shot like Lamar, and have a dude, we didn't see him last night, but have a dude like Yuta who can just post up in the corner and make it. I got to get my Yuta in and make corner threes. Like, I'd take the two of them over Z and Jake any day.
Yuta is. We're not going to talk about Yuta. Shush. Anyway, we're not talking about Yuta. I mean, I love Yuta as a guy. He seems like a nice guy, but I would be surprised. I will be surprised if he's back here next year. I know he's got a player option, but I will really be surprised if he's back here next year. I think there will be a multi-year deal for him in overseas that he will probably take. If he'd be foolish to not take that deal. Yeah. If it were me, if I had to be just right now, like throwing darts and kind of reading tea leaves and talking to people, I think that will probably be what happens, which would be good for the Grizzlies because that's another guy. If he just didn't come back, that's another slot. You could slide in Lamar Stevens in a minimum deal as well, 1.5 mil or whatever. We didn't even talk about Jordan Goodwin either. That's another point guard that has been playing well for this guy, these teams. He's good. I don't expect him to be back. I don't either. But not when the guards are back. But it's been good. The only update we have speaking of point guards, Scottie Pippen Jr. is out for the year. So what? I missed that. Missed the medical. If you missed the medical update last year, he's not out for the year, but he will be reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks. He has a bulging disc in his back. I will say this about people with back problems is you've never heard someone that has a back problem go, oh, my back problem has been solved. So that sucks because back problems are bad. It's the same thing I said about Ben Simmons. Like you've never seen a guy with back problems go all of a sudden go, you know what? My back problems are solved. We've got some questions real quick on comments. We'll do these before we get out of here too. Santi or Z? Santi. Yuta or Jake? Fortunately, I'll have to say Jake. Ooh. What? Pippen or Gilly, and it's Scottie Pippen Jr. Poor Gilly can't be bigger. That's not him. That's not his fault. That's genes. Nope, not his fault. That's it's DNA. Yep. I wish I could also be taller, but sometimes we can't. So, let's take another quick break. We'll be right. Talk about the All-Star week coming into the weekend. I'm just big on being able to vocalize what someone's role is. I always thought my best coaches were the people that let me know exactly what you expect from me. Now, I might not like it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. But if you come to me man to man to say, this is how we think we're going to play you, bang, bang, bang. And hopefully everybody understands. I'm not saying that this has not been done with this team. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying from my experience, we all have egos when we get to this game. Right. All of us. To the last person on the bench, you got an ego. But all of us can't be the man. Yeah. You got to be able to say, okay, he's the man, but what do I do and what can I do to help us be good? And if it's vocalized to you, then you know exactly and if I'm out there doing it and now I'm not getting the result from you, now we got to sit down and have another conversation. Mm-hmm. But as long as it is told to you, this is what we expect from you, this is how we want you to play, then I feel like, again, keeping his logo. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. All right, Christian.
Yes.
You are Penny Hardaway.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Today, you're going to play act. Okay? Gabe, because you're a Jordan Brown apologist, you're going to be Jordan Brown.
I'm a Jordan Brown apologist. Okay.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Y'all are sitting across the room from each other.
I said, don't tweet him hate. And he's like, you're an apologist. Like, good God. But either way, continue. We're in a room together.
Why did things break down?
Jordan, we brought you in this year to be the centerpiece of our offense. You came in out of shape. Let's call it what it is. Call a spade a spade. We play fast. Told you this when we were recruiting you. We play fast. One of the fastest paces in the country. You have to be able to get up and down the floor. You have failed at that.
Oh, well, I'm leaving. So it's fine. Cool.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind right here every day with you guys. 1 o'clock doing lunch, talking Grizzlies on Bluff City Media. If you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, go and do so. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. Helps us out. We appreciate it. Coming into All-Star Week, starting tonight, actually, Vince will have a back-to-back-to-back, the ever infamous triple game. He'll play tonight in the Rising Stars Challenge, replacement for Dyson Daniels' injury. What's your favorite part about All-Star Weekend?
Man, I like the way they do this Rising Stars Challenge thing. I don't know. I like anytime there's a little tiny, I don't know, bracket round robin style thing. I just like tournament style things. Other than that, I don't know. The celebrity game's kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm not a big All-Star Weekend guy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They don't take it seriously, so why should we?
Yeah, I mean, like I will have it on.
Yeah,
in the background while I'm playing Fortnite. That's like probably what will happen.
Yes.
I will probably watch the Rising Stars because of Vince. If he were not in it, I would not watch it. And even then, I won't be like, what? It'll be on. I don't want to be like watching it. So
I'm excited. I'm just excited. Like I hope the coaches of the Rising Stars get a little 2K with us because I mean, Team Tamika. I think that's one of the names. Yeah. She's got Paolo, Jaden Ivey, Keontae George, Keegan Murray, and Vince. Put all the 5 of them out there together and just let them go. I just want to see them play.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's having fun with it should be the goal, like
that's the goal.
Because that's what you should be doing. It's the All-Star game. It doesn't matter. It doesn't count for anything. So
who's in the dunk? The dunk contest is
I don't even know. Like
I
don't even care.
Yeah.
I mean, if like John Morant was in it, I would care. I think a lot of people would care, like they put like, that McClung kid in it, which is fine, whatever. But like, I don't know, man. Again, I'll probably turn it on. The skills challenge.
Jaylen Brown's in it.
For me, I don't know who would have to be in it for me to care about the dunk contest. Like, really, truly, I just don't. It's not something that I'm like looking forward to.
I'm kind of looking forward to this one because Matt McClung is not going to win. It's Jaylen Brown, Jamie Jaquez Jr., and Jacob Toppin against.
Is it all Jays?
Yeah, all Jays and Mac McClung.
Again, I don't even care about Matt McClung. I mean, I guess that's it, but I'm saying if that's the best we can do with the dunk contest, and like, why even do it? And no offense to Matt McClung, I'm sure he's a great guy. But if that's the best of all the NBA, the world-class athletes we have in the NBA, that's all we can do, the best we can do, then why even have it? I don't even care. The guys just want to take a break. They want to take a vacation. They don't want to be here. To be clear, they don't want to be here either. A lot of these guys are just going. They're going to go on a 4-day vacation on the beach and not think about basketball and recharge, which they should do because they deserve it, right? Like that's what I would empower them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that a lot of the veterans who probably have been through, like, gone to the All-Star Weekend just to hang out and do the whatever. You'll see a lot of young guys that do that. A lot of, middle of their career guys do that. But then you see a lot of veterans just spend time with their families, spend time with their kids.
Good.
If they don't care to be there, I probably don't care to watch it. It's probably not
Bingo.
I don't know.
Bingo.
Either way, we will be back here next week.
Yep.
New episode. I don't know when the Grizzlies play again. It will be, you said the 23rd, right?
Yeah, I think it's the 23rd.
It's a week from today.
Yeah,
That's a long break.
it is a long break.
I thought they would have like 4 days off, and they
Yeah,
might have
7
less
days.
days off, but they'll have a good 4 or 5 days off before they actually have to be back in Memphis to do practice and stuff. So shout out to them. But we'll be back next week. We'll be talking about different stuff. We'll talk about our reactions from All-Star Weekend. If anything good happened, we'll talk about that as well. So we will see you guys then.